One of the things, my brothers and sisters, helps for you to be, inshallah ta'ala, protected and great and also upright when death comes to you is by remembering it a lot. Keeping it in your mind. Knowing that that day is very close and it's right there. That's why the Prophet one day said to his companions, 𝐰𝐿𝐿 لِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْيَوْمِ فَأَعِدُّوا. My brothers, the Prophet said, after he placed the person in the grave, and the Sahabas, they sat next to the grave. Hadith al-Bara ibn Azib, fi Sunan ibn Majah. كنا مع رسول الله في جنازة. We were with the Prophet at a janazah. فجلس على شفير القبر. The Prophet sat on the edge of the grave. فبكى, he cried, until his beard, alayhi salatu wasalam, got filled with tears. حتى بل الثرى. The beard became full, and even the place he was sitting became, water was on it, alayhi salatu wasalam. ثم قال, then he said, يا إخواني لمثل هذا فأعدوا. My brothers, prepare for this day. Prepare what? For this day. Al-Imam Al-Albani rahimahullah, he graded this hadith to be Hasan in his great book, Sahih al-Targhib wa-Targhib. Keeping it in your mind, remembering all the time. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what did he say? كنت نهيتكم عن زيارة القبور فزوروها. I used to prohibit you from visiting the graves. Go and visit the graves. فإنها تذكركم بالآخرة, because it will remind you of the day of judgment. So remembering the grave, or the people who remembering death, is by going to the grave and knowing that one day you're going to be from the people of the grave. Even our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the illness he became ill from, and he died from it, alayhi salatu wasalam, started from when he went to Baqi'. He actually went to Baqi' and he visited his brothers and his companions who were in Baqi'. And so when the Prophet visited it and he finished, he came, alayhi salatu wasalam, home, and he found his beloved wife Aisha. She was holding her hand on her head and she was saying, wa ra'sah, my head is hurting me. And the Messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to her, la ya Aisha, no Aisha. Rather, my head is the one that hurts me. He said that to his wife Aisha. And that was the illness that the Prophet never got up from. He died from it, alayhi salatu wasalam. But what was one of the last actions he did was that he visited the graves. And he was very consistent on this action of going to the graves and seeing those people. And that's why the poet, he said about the righteous people who came before us, يُمَثِّلُ ذُو اللُّبِّ فِي لُبِّهِ مَصَائِبَ قَبْلَ أَن تَنْزِلَ فإن نزلت بغتة لم تروعه لما كان في نفسه مثلا وذو الجهل يا من أيامه وينسى مصارع من قد خلا فإن دهمته صروف الزمان ببعض مصائبه أعلى. They used to sleep in their graves. They would dig a grave in their own houses and they would sleep inside it, and they would look at the sides of their grave and they would say قال رب ارجعوني لعلي أعمل صالحا فيما تركت. They will say, oh Allah, give us a second chance so that we can go back to the earth and do righteous deeds. And then they get out of the grave and they say to themselves, you've been given a second chance, now work hard. And they would work hard. But that ayah is actually referring to a people who will say it the day they actually really die, but they won't be given that second chance. So the poet is saying here that they used to rehearse that inevitable day, so much so that when it really came, they were not shocked. And they were not unprepared. They were ready for it. They were trained and ready for it. So brothers and sisters, remember death a lot. You do not want to be from the people who say, Ya laytani, Ya laytani, wa hasrata. You cry and you're saddened because you haven't prepared for it.